So guys, welcome back to another video for the What Went Wrong series. Today we're going to understand what exactly went wrong in a Flight 8. Yeah, you're hearing right because the Flight 8 has successfully launched, but just later in a flight, something gone wrong that we're gonna talk in this video. So let's start this video without wasting our time. So let's see the first upon that is the rapid succession events that has occurred and conducted successfully throughout the flight. So the first is the ascent. The ascent of the ship 34 and the booster 15 was flawless. The 33 and 33 out of engines runs out at their maximum output and they total the entire vehicle full stack towards the max Q. And once the max Q has completed and passed, the booster 15 and the ship 33, ship 34 soared to the sky. Why I'm calling ship 33 something? By the way. So guys, welcome back to another video for the What Went Wrong series. Today we're going to understand what exactly went wrong in a Flight 8. Yeah, exactly. You're hearing it right about this because the Flight 8 has launched successfully, but in a later in a flight, something gone wrong that we're gonna explore in this video. So don't waste your time. Let's begin this entire video without the talking on yapping out wastefully. So let's see. The first upon that layer we will see the rapid succession event has concluded successfully in this flight. So what are those events and what are those dynamic phases that the ship 34 and the booster 15 has completed and executed well? The first upon from the T minus 0 clock where the ship the booster 15 has ignited its engines and the leave the pad at the T plus 4 seconds in the counting. So after the liftoff of the full stack of the ship flight 8, the full stack is soared to the sky and it has passed through the maximum dynamic pressure that's supposed to be exerted by the atmospheric pressure. And after the passing through the atmospheric drag, the ship 34 and the booster 15 has successfully made the MECO and hot stage separation. This was only the sophisticated and dynamic phase where the both vehicles will get the separate from each other. So the hot staging has occurred at the T plus 2 minutes in accounting, and after then we have successfully done the flip maneuver of the booster 15. This time the profile has changed and booster 15 has performed a very aggressive flip maneuver in this flight and it's performed very quickly. So the booster 15 started to head back to its landing site that known as also the launch site at the starbase pad A. So there the LD already has called out before the entire hot stage and the MECO that they go for the launch, which means that everything is right there over the pad and in the booster itself that the easily could mitigate the entire RTLS process. So the booster 15 is headed back to launch site for its third landing over the Mikazilla arm. And at the T plus 6 minutes in accounting, we have seen the third ever successful catch attempt by the Mikazilla arm. Mikazilla caught the super heavy booster 15 third time. This is not a third time for this in the singular booster, but this is the third attempt of the entire series of the successful catching that we have gotten into this entire trials. So finally we have gotten the successful third attempt catch of the booster 15, and afterwards the catch successfully concluded. We have gotten to see something abnormal on a ship 34. Ship 34 was behaving very normally till it's going to the shutdown its engine. That's non the SECO. Okay, so let's see the negative events in this flight. What exactly went wrong into the ship 34? The first of all, afterwards, the following the hot stage and the MECO, the ship 34 has ignited its the six Raptor engines, including the three sea levels and three vacuum levels, has optimized to push the ship into the suborbital insertions. But in the case of the Saint, that the ship was climbing up and climbing up towards the suborbital phase, as it's climbing up towards the suborbital phase, at the t plus and 8 seconds in a 8 minutes and in 6 seconds in accounting, we have seen the something abnormal. The first ever Raptor has gone. The first ever Raptor, what was that? The first ever Raptor has gone. That was the RVAC, the Raptor vacuum engine, that has gone with the center three sea level engines has gone at the t plus 8 minutes in second in accounting. And afterwards, the following that the rapid malfunction of this Raptor before their SECO phase, they already affected the entire orientation of the ship 34 and led the lost attitude control, and ship 34 uncontrollably started to rolling on its own axis, because the one side of the engine has completely remain on. So because the both the vacuum engine is remain on and they did not shut down on their own, so the avionic system did not shut down them because the yet to be there was not the SECO phase, so how they can shut down? So means that the Raptor engines failed by their own, okay? And after the 8 plus team 8 plus T plus 8 minutes in accounting, that we have gotten to see the first ever 3 and 4 Raptor engine shutdown. And after then, we have gotten to see at the at the 9 minutes and 7 minutes in accounting, yeah, at the T plus 9 minutes and 7 minutes in accounting, the another RVAC engine has gone. And afterwards, the at the t plus and 9 minutes in 27 seconds in accounting, we have gotten the total sixth engine shutdown. And afterwards, the shutdown concluded. The ship 34 has lost the communication with us, and we finally lost the telemetry data from the ship. Okay, after then, the ship 34 has exploded over the Gulf on its the presented zone where it should be explored as well as we have seen in the flight 7 where the ship 33 has exploded. But that was a very unknown theory, that how the ship 34 ship 33 has exploded over the Gulf. But in the case of the ship 34, uh, here we got the visibility of the how the ship 34 has exploded. So we have to know, we have to do not worry about anything that could go wrong. Okay, the FAA is always an eye on the SpaceX for this entire anomaly, and the SpaceX is also the promise us to mitigate the all the problems, and they will resolve and find out the where that exactly gone wrong. Okay, the Spaces has stated something unusual data about the flight. The ship 34 has suffered something very minor issue, but the minor issue led the very biggest issue. So let's understand that the brief information about the issue. The first of all, you might have seen the hot stage separation this time was a change. The profile of the hot stage separation, the booster performed a very tricky flip down maneuver, and that tricky flip down maneuver was very aggressive in the case. So at the hot stage separation, when the booster flipped down aggressively, then it's the plume and the thrust uh, just a turn back, and then it slam over the ship entire body. I guess there was the moment when the entire flames of the booster engines slam over to the aft section, and they bleeded the sea level engines first, because you can see in a later in a aft I mean engine bay cam, there you can see the difference between the hot stage separation and the at the t plus 7 minutes in accounting, where the you can see the some bleeding is going on from the middle of the three sea level engines. And once that engine has bleed off, means it started to leak. It's and leak dripping is the entire plumbing, and I guess the feed lines that led to the entire fire spread out across the that engine bay section. And that was the eventful, energetic event. I guess the SpaceX has stated that energetic event was occurred. That was very unknown, but the energetic event might was the hot stage separation where we got on the major amount of the damage to the our engine plumbing systems. And afterwards the entire thing happened, hot stage, and then the fire started to spread out across the engine bay, and at the point where the seco would to be happen, that time the entire engine started to fading down one by one. But somehow they managed to the ignite engines, I mean just remain on the engines, just only two vacuum engines. But those vacuum engines running down did not make any other sense, because they just changed the course of the orientation of the ship 34 and let the uncontrollable attitude spin up on its own in an entire apogee. So maybe that was a very biggest issue, that the engine sea level engine itself bleed off, and that was the only single point failure that led the entire catastrophic event. Okay, listen here, there was not the issue of with the app section, there was not issue with the anything that the SpaceX has stated that could go wrong. SpaceX has resolved the problem. That really is really good. I'm really blaming to the booster 15 that it actually performed very tricky flip down maneuver, and that led the entire fire spread out across the engine bay of the C-34. I guess that is a cause, but we will find later. But yeah, that was a problem. And you can see this is an unprecedented failure of the C-34. We did not accept from the C-34 will happen in this one. I hope in the future we will see the C-34 will come back in the form of the C-35, because C-35 is already into the Megaway 2 for its the flight 9. Maybe they will do the some fire suppression system into the engine bay, where which can actually mitigate the fire spread out into the engine bay. So that is really required. Just not only the aft attic we require, so here we also require the engine bay entire fire suppression event. I mean a system to mitigate the fire whenever the fire caught onto the interrupter engines. So I'm saying here is a not problem of the reactor itself. Here is the problem where the SpaceX is trying to new profile trajectories, and that actually causing them to biggest headback and setback. Okay, so that's why we are saying that this failure, just the word failure in a book of the entire success story. So if you see, the success is the book, and a failure is that the minor mistake that you're making in a words. So you will not gonna rip off the entire page because you made the 2 and 3 words of the mistake. So you're gonna resolve them, you're gonna write down again, so you're gonna resolve them, and we will try again to write down those words where you have written very wrongly. And that's the whole thing we will learn here. The SpaceX is really going to come back with this stronger bounce back, power, potential energy. They already got into that. So let's pray for that the SpaceX that they're gonna make this happen again, once again with the C-35. I hope the SECO and anything will happen successfully next flight. In a flight 9, we expected that the flight 9 would be for the catching attempt. No one ever expected that it would go fail, because employees and entire engineers self, they did not expect that the fire would lead to the entire engine demise, entire ship 34 demise. So let's see it forward. So my name is Gauzoshi, watching the NASA Directory, and I will return as soon as possible before the flight. The 9 vehicles preparation and their pre-testing camping would conduct at the our Starbase Texas. And bye.